Alright guys, welcome back to another G Auto Repair YouTube video, and today we're working on an MKZ. You may recognize this vehicle. This is the one that we did the trunk module on a while back, and I don't remember the year. I think it's a 2014 Lincoln MKZ, and this time it's back for a check engine light. I've already scanned it, so I got an idea of what the codes are. All I've really done up to now is just kind of observe it, and I've just observed it, and I hooked up a mechanical fuel gauge that kind of gives you a clue where we're heading with this, and just a quick visual and whatnot. A couple things that I found. You know, it's gonna need spark plugs, and there's a leaking coolant hose right here. This little plastic Y here seems to be deteriorating and it's leaking. It comes from the reservoir, so I'm gonna let the customer know about those two things there, because that will be a problem. So basically, I scanned the code, scan codes on the car. It's got two codes, a p071 system lean code and I don't remember the number, we'll have to look it up again, and a low fuel pressure code. Low fuel pressure system, low pressure fuel system pressure too low. So on the this is a direct injected engine, so it has a low pressure pump and a high pressure pump, and the low pressure pump seems to be not working right. But I just want to make sure that that it is in fact low in pressure, and I don't have a faulty or skewed pressure sensor. So that's pretty much where I'm at right now. I was observing some live data yesterday for a while, and I did observe that the low pressure sensor was in fact low, and I'm just gonna show that to you here. Okay, fuel rail pressure, this is the high. Let me see, where's the other one? Fuel pump on and off, percentage, low side fuel pressure, here we go. Low side fuel pressure desired. So I think that'll be okay for now. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crank the car. Okay, we have 40% pump, and low side pressure right now is 59 psi. The desired is 68. Is 68. Okay, so yesterday it was at about 11. It was the lowest that I saw. So we're just gonna let this sit here and run for a while, because that's what I had to do. And after about, I don't know, 10-15 minutes or so, I did see that that pressure was in fact low. I'm actually not reading anything here in my mechanical gauge. I wonder why. I'll have to look into that. Why am I not reading any pressure here? Alright, I'm gonna double check my connections here real quick. See what's going on with this. There we go. Now I'm way over here. At over 90, is that even right? It's reading over 90 on the mechanical gauge. So we're just gonna let this sit, run for a while. We're gonna see what happens with this bad boy. see if it's a pressure sensor issue or an actual fuel pump sensor, fuel pump issue. So give me a few minutes, let this warm up and do its thing, and we'll be right back. All right, so we're back. It's been I think a little over half an hour, and if we look at the low pressure, we can see there it's at 13.8. I forgot to turn on my screen record, so we're gonna have to do this old school. But my mechanical gauge is saying otherwise. It's bouncing up between 80 and 90 something. The spec is between 47, I think, 47 and 79. So it actually seems like it's a little higher than what it needs to be. Yet the pressure sensor is only reading 13.8, and it's requesting or desiring 68.7. So I'm thinking we have a pressure sensor issue, not a fuel pump issue. Because as you can see, the mechanical gauge is reading way above 13, 14 psi. And I can never get this pressure sensor to read above 60. Even earlier, it would not go above 60, and it's requesting 68. So I'm going to accelerate a little bit, see what happens. See, it's requesting 73.5, 13.7. Fuel pump is at 43%. It's on. The fuel rail pressure sensor is at 2.60 now. Is I'm sorry, 200 and something. And as I accelerate, it does go up to 500, almost 600 psi. I think there's a desired rail pressure. Where is it? Okay. Fuel pump, blow side. I like this search feature here on these Altels. Here we go. Fuel rail pressure desired. Let's go ahead and go back to that. That one is pretty much spot on, within a few psi. It's requesting 253.8 psi, and the actual pressure it's reading is 2.52. I'm sorry, 260, 259, 240. So it's pretty much right on. It's pretty much right on, yet this one is not. The low side pressure is not. So I'm chasing a fuel pressure sensor problem, not a fuel pump problem. So let me do a little bit more research. I think I got a customer out there waiting on me, so I'll be back with you guys here shortly. All right guys, so just a quick update. I had to deal with another customer, so I was off camera. I noticed that the reading was around 8 or 9 psi, and I figured, well, maybe the sensor is being skewed because of temperature, whatever the case is. So I got the bright idea of getting my brake clean spray can and just spraying it, so it can, you know, as the brake clean evaporates, it'll cool off the sensor. So as soon as I did that a couple times, the reading came back up to 60, 61, and then it went to 0. So I turned off the car, unplugged it, replugged it, turned it back on, and it's been reading at 61 ever since. It's been on for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes now. No change. I'm just gonna go chase the sensor, because that right there tells me that I'm having an issue with the sensor. I think the sensors, you know, these are electrical components, sometimes heat. Well, the enemy of any electrical component is heat. So sometimes as the sensors and components heat up, they start acting kind of funny, they get skewed, they don't read right. The mechanical gauge has been steady at where you see it at the whole entire time. So I know that the fuel pump is working. I know I don't have a fuel pump problem. I have a sensor problem. It could be the wiring, it could be a connection, but just because I sprayed it and it kind of just, I cooled off the sensor and the sensor started working again, that tells me that pretty much that my issue is right there. So I'm just gonna go ahead and quote the sensor, replace the sensor, and hopefully that'll take care of that code. Now there's still a system lean code. I'm not sure if they're related or not. Honestly, I don't know why it would say it's lean, because the fuel pressure is fine. I don't know, I don't think I have an intake leak. As a matter of fact, what I did do also was I put the smoke machine yesterday. Yes, I did do that, now that I remember. And I did find a small leak back here in the intake, right there at that clamp, so I tightened it and it went away. But I don't have a mass airflow sensor here, so I don't know why that would cause an issue if it did. What I have here is a temp sensor. I have a temp sensor, so I'm not sure what that's all about. I don't know if maybe because that sensor is skewed, it'll I don't know, mess around. All right, so we're back with an update on the Lincoln. I went ahead and replaced that fuel pressure sensor, which is back here, by the way. It's kind of hard to see from the stars, but it's right on the fuel line coming in. And what I've found is that now my low side desired and actual low side fuel pressure are dead on, within a couple, 2-3 psi. So the desired right now is 68, and the actual is 68, 69, 70, 67, 65, somewhere around there. And notice what has happened to my mechanical gauge. It was bouncing between 80 and 90, now it's more at 50 to 60, which is acceptable. The acceptable is between 40, 46, if I remember, 46, 47, and 79, so we're okay. The only thing that I still see that we're having an issue with is our fuel trim, the long-term fuel trim. I reset the keep alive memory, and it went down to 0, and then it jumped right back up to 27 positive on the long, and the short is bouncing between 0 and 9, 10, 5, 6, somewhere around there. So this check engine light is definitely going to come back on. We still got to chase a lean condition. So we fixed the pressure low code, but we're still chasing a p0171 code, which is a system lean. So we got to go ahead and move forward with that to see what else we got going on. Unfortunately, I'm running out of time because I got to get all this done before the ending of the week. Because I got to go to a training this weekend. So let me go ahead. Oh, I did change this hose as well. So now we got some leak-free hoses there. And I got to top off the cooling system. So all in all, we have improvements. We went ahead and fixed the low fuel pressure code. We fixed that, but now we got to chase the system lean code. So do I have a faulty O2 sensor? Do I have restricted injectors? This is a GDI, and I know they give all type of issues. So maybe I have restricted injectors. Who knows? That's what I gotta chase now. So let me go ahead and get reorganized and whatnot, and we'll get back with some more tests.